Hi everyone, this is Nye's Signature. In my channel, I post sewing tutorials every week. Do well to check on my channel. Every week, I post videos on how to cut and sew. So today, I'll be teaching you how to make this Queen Anne neckline. It is trendy and it is very beautiful. You can use it for your next owambe. So I'll be teaching you how to perfectly cut it and it's going to fit you perfectly. So if this is something you're interested in, please stay to the end of the video. Do not skip any part. I want to say thank you to my old subscribers, and if you are new to my channel, I want to say thank you for stopping by. Do well to click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I post new videos, you are going to be notified and you'll be the first to watch and get updated with my videos. Let's go straight to the drafting of this beautiful neckline. What I did first was to from the neckline, I went down 10 inches for the bust points, the under bust, then the waist measurement. That's the point I have marked out. So I'll go ahead and rule them so that it will be visible. So that's the bust point, the under bust, which is this line, and the waist line also. So I'll go ahead and rule it. So I took the waist from the shoulder to the waist for the front is 16 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do right away now is to mark the shoulder. So I'm going to take the shoulder measurement. So the shoulder measurement I'm going to be using is 7 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark at 7 inches from the midpoint there. Then I'll go down by 1 inch. Then I'm going to mark the neckline. The neckline is 2.5 inches because I don't want the neck to be wide. So I'll go ahead and connect the slant to the neckline like so. So after connecting it, the next thing I'm going to do now is to take my shoulder measurement, my armhole measurement. That's what I'm going to do. After marking the armhole measurement, I went ahead to mark the shoulder measurement at the chest line. So automatically this is our chest line. So I'll go ahead and rule it like so. So this is our chest line. That's where the armhole ends. So I'll go ahead and connect the armhole from the top down to the last point there where the armhole ends. So that will be for that. So the next thing I am going to do right away now is to take the bust span, which is nipple to nipple divided by 2. So it is 7. So I will be taking 3.5 inches. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and take 3.5 inches all the way from the bust point down to the waistline like so. So I'll go ahead and connect it. You can also extend it to the chest line because we are going to even need it above that line too. So go ahead and connect the points together like so. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do well to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post new videos. So I went ahead to label each line so that we'll be able to understand the lines. So at the under bust, we are going to go in by 1.5 inch. So you go to the waistline also and measure the 1.5. Then to the left side, you go 1 inch to the left side at the waistline. Then go to the under bust line, you go in 1 inch. Then I'll go to the bust point. I'm going to come down by 0.5 inch and I'm going to go up by 0.5 inch. So you will know why I went up and down 0.5 inch. So I'm going to, from that 0.5 inch, I'm going to connect it to that point I measured 1.5 inch at the under bust. From this half inch downward, I'm going to take it down to meet the under bust where I took the 1.5 inch in. So I'll also do the same to this midpoint. I'm going to take it down to meet the 1 inch I took at the under bust, like so. So that is for that. So I'm going to use my marker so that it will come out very well, so that you can see it, so that it will be visible. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm supposed to connect the line, that 1.5 inches. I'm supposed to connect it down to the waistline, like so. So go ahead and do yours. Then the next thing we are going to do now, we are going to go from the chest line. We are going to go up by 1.5 inch. So you can go 2 inches, you can go as far as 2 inches. So I'm going 1.5 inches. Remember I told you when marking out your nipple to nipple measurement that you can go above the chest line. So this is why I said so. All right, so I have marked out that 1.5 inch above the chest line, like so. So I'll go ahead and rule it so we can work with the line properly. After ruling it like so, I will go right by 0.75, sorry, 0.75. I'm going to go to the other side also, 0.75. So from that 0.75, I'm going to connect it to this place I took 1/2 inch upwards from the bust point. So you can see the reason why we took that 1/2 inch upwards. So go ahead and connect it like so, this way, and also at the midpoint, like so. Okay, so that is for that. Then also, for after blending the lines together, the next thing we are going to do is the depth of your sweetheart neck. It can be V-neck, can be sweetheart, it can whatever shape of neckline that you want, you can give it. So it can be V-neck, can even be round. It all depends on you. So go ahead and mark out the depth of your sweetheart. So it can be 1 inches below the 1.5, like so. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so I find out I went to do V neckline, so I went to shape it very well so that it will be sweetheart, like so. So the next thing we are going to do is the wideness of the chest. So I'll be using 6 inches because I don't want the neck to be that wide. So 6 inches, like so. So we are going to take it from the middle to meet the first point there. So when we divide your 6 by 2, it's going to give you 3 inches. So at the midpoint, like so, it is just not enough for my 3 inches. So I went ahead to place the 2.5 inches on the other dart leg in continuation, and I completed the 3 inches. I hope you understand what I meant by that. So from that point that I marked the 3 inches, I will go ahead and link from the shoulder line, sorry, the neckline, down to meet the depth of the neck, like so. So you can see that our Queen Anne neckline is coming out perfectly. So I forgot to draw, also connect the armhole. So that's what I'll go ahead and do. So go ahead and mark out your bust point. That's your bust circumference. So divided by 4. So mark out our bust point divided by 4, adding the dart inches there that we eliminated at the midpoint there. So after marking your original one, if it's 8 inches for example, so you measure the dart opening there that we eliminated the other time. So if it is 1 inch, go ahead and add the 1 inch. So that is for that. So I'll go ahead and connect my armhole. So I connected the armhole like so. And that's for that. So I'll also go ahead and do same for other part of the circumference. So at the under bust, I will also do same by dividing the under bust by 4. So after dividing it by 4, you also, the dart that you eliminated at that midpoint, you are going to take it. So it is 2.5 inches. You go ahead and mark it there. So that's your original um circumference. So you go ahead, also do same for the waist. Ensure the dart you eliminated the other time, that measurement, add it to your waist measurement, so that you will not end up having a very small dress that will not be able to size your clients because you forgot to add the dart measurement that you eliminated. So I'll go ahead and connect everything together like so. So after connecting the lines together, the next thing, I'm going to go to the bust point. Then you come down by 2 inches. The front bodice is longer than the back bodice with 2 inches. So for them to fit perfectly, we have to eliminate the 2 inches we added. So you go ahead and connect from that 2 inches like so to the bust point. Can you see? So this is it. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to slit the midpoint of our dart. Going to slit the midpoint of the dart so that we'll be able to eliminate that 2 inches that we marked out. So you cut it down to meet the bust point line a little bit. So the next thing we are going to do right away now is to fold the dart. But before then, we are going to cut off these excesses. So we are working with the waistline, so no additional allowance for now. So we are going to go ahead and fold it like so. Can you see how I'm folding it? So after folding it, you will see that the lines are not meeting properly at the side. Can you see? So you just go ahead and blend it to meet the bust circumference or the chest line. So you go ahead and blend it to do so. So can you see I've blend it? So the next thing we are going to do now is to cut it out. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. And this is how it looks. Can you see? So at this point, I'm going to come 0.25 inch at one side, at this side, then also go in 0.25 inch at the other side at this armhole point. So I'll go ahead and connect it to meet the midpoint of it like so. So I'll go ahead and connect it like so. So I'll go ahead and connect it like so. So I'm going to use the marker to write it very well, to draw it very well so that you can see it very well. So I'll go ahead and cut this off. So, and that would be all for the front bodies. And this, when you eliminate this, there will be no bulging. It will fit you perfectly at the armhole point. So we'll go straight to the drafting of the back piece. I've gone ahead to draft the back bodies like so. Just your shoulder slant, your armhole, then the chest line, the bust point, and the waist line. So I told you the back body sorry, is just 14 inches. The front bodies was 16. It's 2 inch longer than the back bodies, and we eliminated it using the darts at the side. So we also have our zipper allowance at the midpoint. Can you see where before the line at the side? That's our zipper allowance. So I'll go ahead and take the neckline depth, which is 1.5. I'll just go ahead and connect it to the neckline. I also took 2.5 inches as the wideness of the neck. So the next thing we are going to do is to connect the neckline. After connecting the neckline, we're going to mark out the dart. So you are going to use your nipple to nipple measurement also, which is 3. You know, we use 3.5. So we're going to mark out 3.5 all through down to the waistline, then connect it. Then we'll start drawing out, marking out our dart leg. So from the bust point, you go in by 1 inch, then go ahead and connect it like so. So after connecting it, you can go in by 0.75 at one side, 0.75 at the other side, or you can go half inch, half an inch. So go ahead and connect the dart leg. So after doing that, we are going to take our bust circumference. So your bust divided by 4. After dividing it by 4, you go to the waist point, also waistline, divide it by 4. Also you add the dart inches that you eliminated the other time. So you go ahead and connect the bust down to the waist, and that would be for the circumferences. So for the neck, it depends on how you want the neckline to look like. You can just sew it this way. It all depends on you. So I'm going to go in 2 inches from the chest line like so. Then I'm going to, the wideness of the neck will just be 3.5 inches like so. It can be 3 inches, all depend on you. So at the zipper, I'm going to, before the zipper, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. Then at the zipper allowance, I will just connect the line from the neckline down to meet the zipper allowance. And also at that 1 inch where I went down, I'm going to connect it to meet the wideness of the neck like so. So it all depends on how you want the neckline to look, the shape of the back to look like. So I connected my own like so, because this is how I wanted it. So you can go ahead and draw the line straight down to meet this point like so. So, and also at this point, I'm going to connect it to the zipper allowance. And the next thing we are going to do, we are going to eliminate the bulging at this waistline. You know, the waist is a little bit inside when you check the human body. So you go ahead and reduce your zipper allowance at the waistline. Let it be just half inch, or even a 1/4 of an inch. So go ahead and connect it like so, and that will be all for the back bodice. Just connect your line at the midpoint of the back, then we'll go ahead and cut the back bodice, and this is how it looks. It's really beautiful. So go ahead and cut, and after cutting, this is how it looks. So this is how it looks. It is very beautiful. So I'll place the front and the back bodies together so you can see how it connects. Look at the armhole. Can you see? It fits perfectly. When you use this pattern, you are not going to have problem with bulging armhole, and it's going to fit perfectly on your bodies. Thank you for watching my tutorial. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see your finished work. See you in our next tutorial. Bye.